The greatest breakthrough discovery in human potential is that you become what you think about most of the time. The second greatest discovery is that you become what you say to yourself most of the time as well. Psychologists have determined that 95% of your emotions are determined by how you talk to yourself as you go through your day.
What am I going to do? Live on this beach forever? I should be moving on. I had plans. If only I was smarter, better. You're never going to make it. You're not good enough. You're never going to make it. I should just give up. You're not smart. Give up. You're not good enough.
What we say to ourselves has a huge impact on our success. And I ask you to really think about how aware are you of your own self-talk?
Are you encouraging you to go forward? Or are you discouraging yourself?
We all have a problem with negative self-talk. One of the ways to alleviate that problem is that when you hear disempowering voices come through your head, simply say thank you for sharing and put your attention on a much more empowering thought form.
MIT did a study, and the study indicated if I tell you you can't do something, someone else has to come along 17 times to say, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, to overcome that one time. That's why we have to really train our minds to serve us, because we have a mind, but most people go through life allowing their mind to rule them.
So pay attention to how you speak to yourself throughout the day. And when you find yourself saying negative thoughts, turn it around and say things like, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm unstoppable. That will move you much closer towards the direction of your compass.
Because it's so easy to get caught up in self-attacking negative thoughts. I mean, our brains are really good at that. So sometimes a positive affirmation can help us to feel better. And I think that's really the key.
Affirmations are a great tool to help you reprogram your mind, to help you reprogram the subconscious mind, which is responsible for what you think about yourself, what you think about, and what you do.
You're never going to make it. You're not good enough. You're never going to make it. You should just give up. You're not smart enough. Give up. You're not good enough. No. I won't give up. I will carry on. I am strong. I am smart.
You got to say things to build yourself up, to encourage yourself. Each and every day you've got to say, I am going to make it. I will never stop. I will never give up.
I think affirmations are wonderful under a few conditions. You need to make sure that they're true, they're accurate, they're attainable, and they're done on a consistent basis to where you can yield the results that you want.
And affirmations are nothing more than declarations that you choose that'll help you achieve your goals. They're the pillars for the vision of your life or your business.
Have your own compass, because when you have your own compass, it's being true to who you really are.
There have been times where somebody has tried to follow in the path of somebody else, maybe a father, grandfather, a mentor, and they found that it was like putting a square peg in a round hole. It just didn't fit.
There's something that we're meant to give to the world that only we can really know if we just plug into ourselves and somehow plug into an intuition or inner drive. No one else can tell you who you should be in the world. It's just not the way our minds and bodies are meant to work.
You need to look deep inside you, because the things that truly will allow you to grow and to get to your greatness all come from within you. You got to go inside and find those things. Let them come out.
Only you know exactly what you want in your life and how you want to get it. And therefore, relying on others may not get you to the final destination that you perceive.
And the reality is, if we utilize someone else's compass, we can find ourselves lost. We can find ourselves on a dead-end road. We can find ourselves in the midst of a war zone that had nothing to do with us.
That would be a total waste. I mean, to actually go through your entire life and not have lived it. If you're so busy trying to use someone else's compass, live their life, live what expectations are from the outside, you might find that your life was really worth living.
You have to follow your own inner compass because that's the piece of the puzzle that helps make the whole world come together. I have my piece of the puzzle, you have your piece of the puzzle. They're different, but when we put them together, it makes this beautiful whole that can't be done unless you follow your own inner compass.
Everything first exists in spirit, and then it materializes.
I don't believe that we could animate our bodies, move our bodies, direct it purposefully towards some objective without having some degree of inspiration driving us.
Every second, 10 million of my cells are dying off, and 10 million new ones are being created. Every second, 100,000 reactions are happening in every cell of my body. That's 10,000 quadrillion things happening in my body without me thinking about it. That's the spiritual side of my being. That's the intelligence that gives me and you life.
What you're looking at is this material manifestation of something that's spiritual within. The spiritual and the material are two sides of the same coin. Everything that you see out there in many ways is an illusion because it looks like it's real, but it's really spirit, which has taken form in a concrete way.
Listen, we can't control everything that happens in our lives, but with spirituality, sometimes we get a sense that sometimes things don't always happen in our time frame, in the way that we want to have happen, but it doesn't mean that it won't happen for us. So being in touch with a spiritualism helps give perspective that it's not only about us, that there is a bigger picture out there, and I really think it helps us with achieving our overall goals.
Spirituality reveals that we are connected to everything that exists on this planet. We are not isolated individuals, but part of a larger whole, a larger part called humanity.
When you realize it's all spiritual, life becomes a game. It becomes something that's much more playful. The stress is removed. You still go for things, you still have bumps in the road, but you realize that it's a spiritual journey.
And I don't think that you can learn it or discover it for you until you're ready. And no one can force it on you. No one can make you want to learn it. But when you embrace the concepts and you embrace the idea, you will become more of a whole person than you ever imagined you could possibly be.
But once you get connected to the spiritual part of yourself, the spiritual part of your being, you understand that you do not have to look at the circumstances and the situations in your life and feel as if that's it. Understanding that you are a spiritual being who has come here to have a human experience.
Determination is never giving up. No matter what happens, no matter what the bumps are, you keep going. You take a deep breath, you look within, you realize that you can achieve anything.
People who have no determination at all, they just lack complete focus and desire. They kind of stagnate in mediocrity. Without determination, you don't have any fuel for your dreams.
Great things don't happen to people who give up. Great things happen to those who stick with it.
When things get tough, remember what it is you're really looking for, what you're going for, and you'll get past it.
And also remember who you are. Come from that sense of identity and sense of self, because then you know that you're moving on your own pathway, and that creates a stick-to-itiveness.
Determination is something that'll keep you going no matter what. If you are serious about achieving your goals, if you really want your life to be a masterpiece, determination is going to change your life. Make a decision, stick to that decision, and have the relentless pursuit until you achieve that goal and dream.
You will never be able to taste the sweet flavor of success until you are willing to endure the bitter taste of failure. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are in life, you will taste failure, and it will not taste good. It will be bitter, and you have to move forward, get up off the canvas of life, and understand that giving up is not an option.
Persistence is your measure of your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. And every time you persist in the face of disappointment, you become stronger, you believe in yourself more, you develop greater self-discipline, you develop greater confidence, and eventually you reach the point where you become unstoppable.
Nobody has to get you up in the morning to do what's truly most important to you. But you'll have to get somebody to motivate you to do the things that aren't. If you want to have an empowered will, a determination that's undefeatable, make sure you set goals that are truly yours, from your highest values, that inspire you, that you can't wait up to get up in the morning to go live.
I've made one of my greatest discoveries, peace. It was buried deep within me, and now I can finally see. I see the road ahead, and for the first time in a long time, I can see myself.
My life was not meant to be spent inside a cubicle, so I made a decision right then and there to follow my dreams, to find something I'm passionate about, and to chase that career of adventure. I'm originally from Texas and then grew up in Virginia and ultimately St. Louis. And ever since I was a kid, I was always getting into trouble outdoors, running around, playing with snakes, running through the creeks, digging in the mud, and just loved being outside. I would leave in the morning, I'd come back at night for dinner, and that's what I would do every day. And that led to really enjoying and loving being in the Boy Scouts. Looking back, I see what a huge impact the Boy Scouts and becoming an Eagle Scout had on me. It gave me the confidence as a kid that I carried with me in life. I let successes like this drive me, not failures. So for me, it was, I realized, hey, I can set my goals as high as I want, the highest thing there is in Boy Scouts, and achieve them. And from there, it just led, in life, I've always tried to set high goals and go about achieving them. So Boy Scouts to me was a very instrumental part, a huge stepping stone to my life and the future ahead. In high school, my focus was on academics and sports. I played football and loved every minute of it. Then, when it was time to go to college, I decided to narrow that focus and major in business because I thought that would give me the most options outside of school. After graduating college from SMU with my 2 degrees, I decided to pursue a career in the internet industry. The internet was booming, it was so exciting, there was so much going on, and I thought it was the next stepping stone for me because I love the outdoors, I love adventure and all the challenges that come with that. So I thought this career would be a replacement for all of that. It's not that I didn't like my office job, but I didn't love it either, and I wanted to feel passionate about what I did. I wanted to feel the way I felt when I'd summit mountains or swim with sharks. So I had to figure out how I could make that my career. And then totally out of the blue, an opportunity came about to be on the show Survivor. And it came about a month later. I'm stuck on an island in Panama, not knowing what's going on, but realizing that when every single thing was stripped away, money, anything material, everything taken away, I was as happy as I've ever been. Just living off the land, catching food, playing this challenging game, but at the same time very strategic. So I was using a lot of the things I learned. A lot of the skills as an Eagle Scout definitely came into play. And then that show ended, and I went back to my regular job. Then I really started thinking, my biggest passions in life are outdoors, adventure activities, and challenges for myself, both physically and mentally. My compass really moved me. When I got back from Survivor, I went back to my job, and while I was happy in my job, I was being challenged, and it was a great career path that I was on. It just wasn't really my passion. I wasn't running out and telling people, oh, listen to my new project, listen about this and that. So I started looking for something else, and my compass really changed when I started to go into adventure travel and when I started a production company. And I started not loving what I did, but doing what I loved. And that was the biggest change in my life. And now I'm doing every single thing that I would be doing in my spare time as part of my job, and it's unbelievable. Everyone has something that excites them, that moves them. Unfortunately, some people don't have jobs that affect them in that way. I know change may seem intimidating, but it's essential in life, and all of us have what it takes to make these changes that will make us the happiest we can be. Right now, I'm happier than I've ever been in my life, and it's because I'm really living my passion. My job is working in production projects all over the world where I get to share my adventures with people and tell stories, and I'm growing myself, I'm teaching other people, and it all happened because I really went out and I chased my dream to do something outdoors, to do something that involved travel, but to still use my education and running productions and being involved with all of it, and it's unbelievable. Now, I know everything that I do may not be for every other person. Some of it might be a little too dangerous or uncomfortable or just flat out not fun. But the bottom line is I'm doing what I love and what I'm so passionate about. And I think, life's too short not to do that. So the one thing I would say to people is go out, find out what you love, set a goal, go after that, stick with it, and chances are you're going to be so much happier than you are doing whatever you're doing today if it's not along that line.
Tomorrow. Life is unpredictable. You don't know what tomorrow will bring, so embrace the future with valor and continue to blaze your own extraordinary path.
The needle on your compass is always adjusting to find out what's exactly right for you. What's important is that you need to do your part, and that is to watch, to learn, to listen, to hear, to pay attention, and to take that advice that you get from inside to guide you in exactly the right direction.
There are going to be setbacks, disappointments, modifications, delays, sickness, deaths. There will be challenges. You will feel off-center. You will get new insights, new revelations, new things that will come to you. The question is, how will you deal with it? Be still, go within, and then move accordingly.
You get influenced either in large ways or in small ways, but every day something changes you. Be prepared for it, embrace it, and move forward.
Remember, life is a continuous progression of changes and difficulties and ups and downs and trends, and your job is just keep moving forward.
Be open to the experience. Stay connected to current reality with curiosity, and enjoy the ride.
Hang on.
It's not like you were moved.
Live on this beach forever? I should be moving on. I had plans. If only I was smarter, better.
The greatest breakthrough discovery in human potential is that you become what you think about most of the time. The second greatest discovery is that you become what you say to yourself most of the time as well. Psychologists have determined that 95% of your emotions are determined by how you talk to yourself as you go through your day.